Okay, upon request, I am being asked to make a video on how to make white Alaskan flounder with apple and orange sauce. Basic ingredients that you're going to need is white Alaskan flounder. Go ahead and the way that you thaw this out is put the fish inside a Ziploc bag and put it in a container filled with water. Make sure you take out all the air inside the bag and leave it there. It'll thaw out in a matter of like 2 to 3 minutes, no joke. As an apple, I use Gala apples, any type of orange, just one orange, some Sue Bee white clover honey. You can use any type of cooking wine, either white wine or sherry cooking wine. I think I'll be using sherry for this occasion. Butter or olive oil, I prefer butter. Rosemary or sweet basil. You can add any other spices. Some people like adding cinnamon, some people like adding pepper, salt, whatever. So first, of course, cut up your apple. I like using it in wedges. It's just a lot easier to handle. You don't want to make your wedges too thick because if not, the wine won't soak into them, so go ahead and make them as thin as possible without making them paper thin. So something along this size would be okay. Make sure you take off all the seeds. You don't want seeds in there, it tastes bad. Let's put this to the side. Didn't really have this planned, so if I take longer than expected, you can just fast forward. That might be helpful. I myself am not a chef, so if there's many things that you don't agree with while you watch this video, feel free to add in your 2 cents worth of common sense, whatever. Okay, now that you have your apple cut up, go ahead and get this out of the way. Okay, now you have your apple cut up, heat up the skillet, turn it on. Put it on low heat and let it heat up. Let it heat up before you put on the butter. Meanwhile, that heats up, go ahead and take a container, I like using this, and just squeeze the orange juice in there. You might want to make sure that your orange does contain enough juice to do this. You could use 2 oranges. I just like using 1 because I just make 1 serving of this for myself. So, got that out of the way. Oh, make sure not to make a mess. Okay, that done. Wipe this down. Make sure you get the seeds out of the juice. You don't want those floating around in there. they give it a bad taste. If you do cook with the seeds, it gives it a slightly bitter taste. At least that's what I find out. No more seeds. Okay. Now that you have it in there, I'll use this sherry wine. Add as much as you want. Adding too much is going to be bad. Usually this comes salted, so it'll give it like a very salty taste. So I just like adding about 2 to 3 teaspoons. A little bit more. Okay. And just to make this sauce a little bit thicker, you can add it like that, but it's going to be very runny. It's just going to be like orange juice. I like adding 1 teaspoon of honey. It's going to give it a little sweetness to it. Don't add too much honey, because then it's just going to become really sweet, and it's not going to taste good. So you got 1 teaspoon of honey. Add it in there. Mix it around. Make sure the honey dissolves in there. Make sure it comes off the spoon. Let me make sure this thing is recording, because if not, I'm just talking to a camera. Okay, yeah, it's recording. Good. So we set that aside. Go ahead and take your flounder, pat it dry. Go ahead and salt it. A little goes a long way. If you want to add pepper, you can go ahead and add pepper, like I said. I don't, because it ends up giving me heartburn. Take the sweet basil and just kind of sprinkle it up on here. Turn that over. Just add a little bit more. It really helps with the aromatics. The sweet basil gives it a really sweet taste, not too sweet. Gives it a really good scent. Heads up, I won't be editing this video because I don't know how to edit videos. Okay, your skillet's already been heating up. Go ahead and take the butter. You could use olive oil. I don't like using olive oil. It doesn't give it a good taste. Go figure. Go ahead and cut off a decent-sized portion of butter. So about this size of butter would be good. Just drop it on the skillet. Go ahead and spread that around. Make sure you coat the entirety of the pan where your fish is going to be on. So you have that. Go ahead and take flounder and just place it on there. You've got to be extremely fast when you work with the flounder. Cook it no more than 3 minutes on each side. If you go over that, it's going to make the flounder really tough. It's not going to be flaky, and it just won't taste as good. So just leave it on there for about 3 minutes. I did not add the rosemary right off the bat. The rosemary really doesn't stick to it, so add it once you are cooking it. Okay, we got that going. That orange seems to have plenty of juice, so I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more honey, not too much. About half a tablespoon more. Teaspoon. Teaspoon. We're done with the wine, let's put them away. Let's go ahead and flip this over one more time. Just give it about 1 more minute, and that fish should be done. Okay, that fish should be done. Flip it over just one more time. Make sure you have a non-stick skillet. It will mean the world of difference. If not, the fish is just going to stick all over the pan and it will be horrible. That's done with, and pretty much this is what your fish should look like. If it looks burned, it's not. It's actually just the sweet basil that's on top of there. So let's put this aside and let it cool down a little bit. We have our cut up apples. Just add them on the skillet as it is. No need to get another skillet. I don't like getting another skillet. You don't need it. It really doesn't interfere with the flavor. Okay? Go ahead and let them kind of just brown on each side. So we'll do that. Let's see how many minutes we got left. We got 9 minutes left. Go ahead and turn up the heat to a simmer. Go ahead and flip them. Spatula. Okay. Flip them over so that they kind of brown a little on both sides. I think I repeated that already. Okay, we got that set. Make sure to give this another stir. You could use vodka also instead of white wine. The taste might be a little bit stronger, or triple sec liqueur. I think I already mentioned that when you use triple sec liqueur, make sure you use very little. It packs a big punch. Okay. Go ahead and get this out of the way. Okay, so that's been browning on both sides. Bring it down to low. Take this and just sprinkle, just kind of move it over the apples. Go ahead and turn it off. Move the skillet away from the flame and just let that evaporate. The heat of the skillet will evaporate it, and it'll make it taste a little better. Okay, stop simmering. Go ahead and take your apples out. Okay, so you got that out of the way. This is what the apples and the flounder should look like. Now, one thing that I like to do is you're going to have a little bit of the juice left over on the skillet. Take the skillet and just drizzle that over the flounder. It's going to give it a really nice taste. Okay. Might be a little bit runny. Don't worry about it. Tastes great. It's not fancy. It's just good. The apples are a really crisp, refreshing taste. So I hope this is enough instructions to help you out, so that you can go ahead and cook it on your own. It may not look as fancy. It may not look really good. I just like the way it tastes. So here you go, and enjoy.